Hi, my name is Caitlin Pollock, and I'm a pastel artist, and I want to talk to you about what I believe is the best way to decide which soft pastel brand you should invest in. Some people love Unison, some artists love Terry Ludwig. You know, everyone kind of has a few personal favorites or one personal favorite that they absolutely love. But how do you decide? There are so many. So what I would recommend, and what I did for myself, and I think it was the best move that I made, was I bought a sampler. There are two companies that I know here in the United States that provide sampler sets where you can get a certain amount of full pastel sticks of all of the major professional brands. You can't choose the exact colors you want, but you could say, I want a landscape set, or you can get a portrait set, or darks, lights, what have you. So the first one is Dakota Pastels, and they are out of Washington State. And they have samplers. They don't only have soft pastel samplers, they have hard pastel samplers. Now, I will say I got a hard pastel sampler from them, and I think it was like 6 or 8 hard pastels from a few different companies, and they're really great. The only problem for me is that they're really far away. So I'm in Boston, and it takes a long time to get my box from Washington for some reason. And granted, I have been buying pastels only since COVID, so I know that has kind of slowed down shipping and stuff, and that's absolutely fine. But when I want a set of pastels and I'm like spending $500, I want those pastels now. And so I tend to go with the other store, which is the Fine Art Store. So they're based out of Rochester, New York. I've never been to their actual location, but I go online, and so they also have a pastel sampler. And I got my first soft pastel sampler from them, and I got the portrait set because I knew that I wanted to do animals, and those just seemed to be the best colors for me. I was absolutely so in love with not only the color selection, but so many of those brands that I would never have known because I just wouldn't think to have tried that pastel brand. Before I decided to get a sampler, before I really knew about a sampler, I would listen to other artists and YouTube videos and tutorials and things like that. And all of these artists that I was listening to loved Unison or loved Rembrandt. And I have to say, I've tried both of those. Those aren't really my favorites, and I'm really glad that instead of listening to them and taking their recommendation, that I went out and made my own informed decision. So they give you a full stick of a Sennelier, a Henry Roche, a Richardson hand rolled, a Terry Ludwig, Great American, Schminke. Like, you get just the big names, one stick of the big names. You have no idea, so it's actually kind of exciting. It's like opening a box on Christmas. You don't know what you're gonna get. I think that is the best way to decide which pastel brand is right for you. Last week, I was just on the Fine Art Store, fineartstore.com, and I saw that they now are doing a metallic sampler, which it's called the Tasty Sampler Metallic Set. And I was so excited. It was only $21. You get 5 sticks of, who knows. But they're all like iridescent and metallic colors, which I've always wanted to buy. But I'm not sure how I would use those sort of pastels in my art. Who cares though? They're just so pretty. And the other one is you end up with, I never want to buy piecemeal because I'm just not always sure what to get. I really wanted to get a whole set of them, but then you end up with, 12 Diane Townsends, and, you miss out on some of the other brands that do metallic pastels. So this was perfect. So I ordered it, and let's check it out. they also, the fine art store always kind of includes this in all their boxes. It's kind of a brochure only about, you know, all of the pastels that they carry. So, you know, when you get other tasty samplers and the tastiest samplers, you're going to be getting brands like Unison, Giraud, Great American, Terry Ludwig, Diane Townsend, just to name a few, and Henry Roche. You know, not every company has Henry Roche, and you know, they're very expensive. A lot of people like that particular brand, so fine art stores definitely one place to get them. Vision. This is number 1015. And it doesn't have a name for this color, but my goodness, is it very, very shimmery. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It's nice and smooth, and that just works really nicely. I've always liked Mount Vision a lot. And I mean, it just goes on so smoothly now. It's nice and thick too as it goes, you know, it's not really very grainy. You get a nice solid swatch the first go around. Now what I'm going to also do is I do a lot of blending, and so, oh, look at that, that's pretty. I love these colors so much, but really when I'm thinking of my artwork, I'm not sure how I would incorporate the shimmer in. Maybe if I had metal or maybe a night sky. I definitely do a lot of skies, but that's very pretty. Now, this one is the Great American. Again, this is my favorite company, and this is called Sunburst 314. Now, admittedly, out of all of the colors, this is the one that I kind of like the least. I'm not really sure why, but Great American, you know, will make up for it, and it's great product anyways. I just can't think of a reason I would use a metallic color like this, but you know, it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to try it out. Now this is nice and smooth, and again, you know, one stroke gets very good coverage. You know, I am rather liking that color now that I'm looking at it. That'd be a nice sunset, and I want to smooth it out. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I mean, Great American is just, they're really a joy to use. It just spreads on like butter, and it feels so good. And this just, it's really nice. It's like a brownish gold. Really pretty, and you can really see that Mount Vision too. There's a lot of iridescence on both of these. These are really highly pigmented, both of them. I'm impressed with those. Again, I love them so much, but I'm trying to think, like, when would I ever use a color like this in my art? All right, now, I love this color. I mean, this is pretty. This is the pearl. It's called White Pearl. And this is a Schminke, and this is a great brand, too. This is one of my other. I feel like these 5 brands might actually be my favorite pastel brands. You know, if I had to culminate all of my favorites into just 5, it would probably be these 5 brands. So it's funny that these are the ones that have those metallic colors. So let's see this. Oh, now I can, this is a lot softer than the other 2. I mean, Great American is known for being very soft, and I know Schminke is too, but you can just, it's like writing with a cloud or drawing with a cloud. It is very smooth. I don't even want to stop. It just feels so good. You see all that powder that's, you know, shedding right off of there, and it, oh yeah, oh, that's so great. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I mean, I could just make clouds with this. That's what I'm going to use this pearl for, is probably some sort of cloud picture.
That's gorgeous. And the color is fantastic. And I have to say, so far, this is my favorite one. And it's not so much the color, it's so soft, just like other schminkas. I mean, it's just like known as one of the most soft pastel brands. And that by far is the softest of these three metallics I've done so far. So let's try the Sennelier. Now, this is a very, very, you know, a deep traditional gold color. It looks really vibrant. It's weird though because it's completely encased. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to break it. And I also don't want to take the wrapper off too because I want to always know what type of pastel it is. But it looks like I can get away with just unwrapping a little bit. All right, so whereas the Great American is more of a bronze, this is like a gold. Maybe this is more of a bronze, I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know my metals very well. But here goes. This is the Sennelier. Again, it was number 588, I think. Just in case you're interested in the color. I'm sorry, 822. Number 822. So this is a Sennelier, and this is probably the hardest out of all. You can see it's not leaving a lot of dust behind like the others, but it does feel like a traditional Sennelier pastel for sure. But it is harder than the others. That doesn't mean it's better or worse. That's just, you know, how it's going. And yeah, that's nice. That's, you know, a very more of a goldish color. Really pretty. Really pretty. I love that. I just wish I had more uses for some of these colors, but I'm gonna find a use. Don't you worry about that. That's pretty. And you know what I was thinking is I do some birds and eagles and things like that, you know, just to add some shimmery highlights to a bird feather, like an eagle feather. I feel like that would be a really nice application for these. All right, so here's the last one. Here's Diane Townsend. Absolutely love this brand, and I love this color too because it's just a hint of purple, which, you know, is just, I love. And it's number 709, I believe. They've crossed off one number. But, all right, so here goes. I'm excited to use this one. Just get this more on the view here. Okay, now it's interesting because this one it's harder than the first three. It's probably on the same hardness as Sennelier, which again is not very hard. Compared to these five, it's one of the hardest. And I can feel it's definitely, what's the word? It has some grain in there. You know, you can really feel that mica. And I just absolutely love that color. I know it's hard to see that it has a little bit of a purple tint, but this is also would make a nice cloud. And look at that. Just the pigments on all of these are so deep and so rich, and look how much comes off. Just shows you how soft these are. These are all beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put these aside now, and I'm going to try to bring this up to the camera. I know the light's a little bit funny here. I'm going to just bring it up so you can really see each color. was the Tasty Sampler at the Fine Art Store, and these were the metallic colors. So I'm really excited that I was able to purchase these and do this video. So if you have any questions, just comment below and I will try to answer them for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.